Welcome back, everybody. So my next movie review for you is Jaws 3 or 3D. I really do not know where to start with this movie. So in the third installment of the Jaws franchise, we get to see this located in a completely different area in this kind of water amusement park, which basically due to reopen. Then later on in the movie, it becomes apparent that a little baby great white shark has found its way into this water park and is starting to actually, or potentially is starting to create some havoc, so to speak. They later then go on to finally capture this great white to then put it into captivity to then later find out that there is another great white shark in here who doesn't swim through the water, it floats through the water and basically then starts to create a little bit of havoc in this water park. Um, to be honest with you, I could actually sum up this movie in one word, but I'm not going to. I'll give it the benefit of the doubt and see if I can find any positives from it. Probably one of the first positives from this, and probably the only one, is I like the idea of what they were trying to do here. It was something different. Unfortunately, I've said this before in Jaws 2. Once you've done one shark movie, you it's very difficult to do another one because essentially all it is a shark that goes around eating people, and they just have to find a way to stop it. And that's essentially um, the whole premise of every single Jaws movie or every single shark movie. So it's very hard to review a movie like this. Jaws: The Revenge, on the other hand, which I'm going to do straight away after this one, is a little bit more of an interesting review on that. But this one, I do not enjoy this movie in any way, shape, or form. And I'm not being harsh on this in any. It's just that kind of premise of the fact that every shark movie is going to be pretty much the same. And yes, okay, they threw in the fact that there was a baby shark in this one, and then they chucked in that there was this big shark, which is probably one of the most ugliest, unrealistic shark you can ever come across in your life. The first shark from the first Jaws, which was animatronic, is actually 100 times better and a lot more scarier than the one that we got to see in this one. And like I said, the shark actually just kind of floats through the water. It doesn't actually swim through the water, it just floats and it growls underneath there. It's, oh my god, it just gets worse. I get that, I know they were doing this for 3D purposes and all that kind of stuff. It was coming into that kind of new age of technology, 3D in the cinema, so I get it. I get what they were trying to do, but even just the plot line for this movie is just shit. It's like I said, you know what's going to happen. You know how this is going to happen in certain ways. There are telltale signs throughout this movie about how this is going to end. The grenades, there's a lot of emphasis on the grenades in there. The performances in this movie are half rate at that, to be fair. They weren't that convincing. The problem with this movie is it's if you make a shark movie and stick the name Jaws on top of it, it's going to generally make some money, and it probably did back then because they're trying to follow this franchise or this first one. The thing is that with the first one they did something very unique, and they tried to follow it with the second one, and they tried to up the game with the third one, and it just didn't work for me in any way, shape, or form. I've never actually liked this movie. Okay, even though I've got every single Jaws, I got every single Jaws movie, and I have. Okay, there's only uh one that I would watch regularly, which is the first Jaws, strictly because of the fact that the style, like the way they made it, the way it was, and this one for me just lacked everything. The plot wasn't that good. Special effects were absolutely awful. They would have been just better to go on to the animatronic kind of shark kind of route again. It wasn't scary. It didn't have a scary feel to it. Even though this, I know the second one, is very predictable. It still had an element of fear or scare factor in there. Not as strong as the first one, but this one doesn't even have that. It felt more of a comedic kind of moment, a comedic kind of film to me. This is only my personal opinion, but this is kind of how I felt, and it is a struggle to review a movie which I really don't like, to be fair. And I'm not being harsh with this. I'm generally not. I get it. I get what they were trying to do for the time it come out, but you can't just. It's just, for me, it just wasn't enjoyable in any way, shape, or form, and it's strictly because of the fact that it's too damn predictable. You're gonna know any shark movie is pretty much the same, and it is, to be fair. The only reason why I even watched this the first time is because it had Jaws as a title, and that's on the back of watching the first two movies. And the exact same works with Jaws Revenge as well. But I can't generally find anything good about this movie. And I've watched this movie a few times, to be fair, but I generally cannot find anything I find enjoyable. It's more of a comedic, kind of laughable kind of movie for me, especially the scene where the shark's going through. Oh my god. I know it seems like I hate it, which I do. I just don't enjoy it. I really, really don't. I really do not like this movie. I don't hate it, but I just don't enjoy it. For a movie which has got the title of Jaws, you expect something. But again, with a shark movie, there's only so much you can do with a shark movie, and it just wasn't that good for me. So, if I was to rate this, I'd give it like a 1 out of 10. Maybe 2, just for comedic factor, possibly. The performances in this are not that good. It's just the way it is. I would love to give it more, but I just can't. So it's going to be a 2 out of 10. So on that note, please tell me what you think. Put it in the comments down below as normal. Hope you all have a great rest of the day, whatever you're doing. Please take care and goodbye.